Today, we're going to talk about a revolution that's happening right in the aisles of your favorite store. We're diving into how artificial intelligence is tackling one of the oldest and most frustrating problems in all of retail, the dreaded empty shelf.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You run to the store for that one last thing you need, and you're met with a gaping hole on the shelf. It's frustrating for us, for sure, but for the retailers, it's way more than just an inconvenience. It's a massive billion-dollar problem.
See, for every single retailer out there, it's a constant high-stakes balancing act. They're walking this tightrope every single day. On one side, you've got to meet customer demand, but on the other, you can't just let products pile up in the back room. It is an incredibly delicate dance between profit and waste.
And this is really the heart of the whole dilemma. If you stock too little, well, you get those empty shelves we all hate. That's a lost sale, and it's a disappointed customer who might not come back. But what if you stock too much? Now you've got money just sitting there, tied up in boxes. You're wasting space. And if you're a grocery store, that means perfectly good food is literally being thrown in the trash. You know, for decades, the way they handled this was pretty basic. You look at last year's sales numbers, maybe what happened last month, and then rely on a store manager's gut feeling. But come on, in today's world, where trends can change overnight, that old way just doesn't cut it anymore. It's always playing catch-up. It's reactive, not proactive.
But this is where the story gets really interesting. A hero enters the scene: artificial intelligence. AI is stepping in and offering a completely new way to solve this age-old problem. It's transforming inventory management from what was basically guesswork into a real science.
So, think of AI as a retailer's superbrain. It can chew through just immense amounts of data and spot these incredibly complex patterns, connections that a human manager, no matter how experienced, could never ever see on their own. It's all about getting a complete, real-time picture of what's happening in the market.
Okay, so how does this actually work in practice? Well, the AI tackles this whole thing in three main steps. First, it predicts what we, the customers, are going to want to buy. Second, it figures out the perfect amount of that product to have on hand. And third, it just automates the whole reordering process. So let's dig into that first step because it's the most important.
All right, predictive demand forecasting. This right here is the absolute game changer. We are so far beyond just looking at last year's sales. AI systems are analyzing hundreds, literally hundreds of different variables all at the same time to build this unbelievably accurate picture of what's coming next.
And the amount of stuff this AI looks at, it's just staggering. Yeah, of course, it looks at past sales. That's the easy part. But then it layers on weather forecasts, what local events are happening, what your competitors are charging, and even what people are saying on social media. I mean, it's smart enough to see a rainy forecast for next week and go, hey, we're probably going to need more umbrellas on Tuesday. That's the level of detail we're talking about.
Okay, so the text sounds super impressive, but what's the actual payoff here? Let's talk about what this really means for the businesses and, more importantly, for us when we're shopping.
Check out this number. It is absolutely mind-blowing. For grocery stores, the ones dealing with fresh food every single day, using AI for their inventory can slash food waste in their produce departments by up to 30%. 30%! That is a huge deal for their bottom line, and it's a massive win for the planet too.
And hey, the benefits don't even stop there. I mean, beyond just cutting down on waste, it means we see fewer of those empty shelves, right? Which makes us happier customers. For the business, it frees up cash that was just sitting on a shelf, and it lets them react to new trends almost instantly. It's basically a complete upgrade for their whole operation.
And I want to be clear, this isn't some futuristic theory. This is happening right now. The biggest names in retail are already using this stuff to get a huge leg up on the competition.
Just look at Amazon. Their AI is so ridiculously good at predicting what you and I are going to buy that they actually patented something called anticipatory shipping. That means they literally start moving products to a warehouse closer to you before you've even clicked the buy button. Think about that. That's how confident they are in the AI's predictions.
Or take a giant like Walmart. We're talking thousands of stores. They're using machine learning to manage stock levels across that massive network, all to make sure that whether you walk into a store in Miami or one in Montana, the thing you're looking for is actually on the shelf. And then you've got the world of fashion, where this is absolutely essential. A company like Zara, their whole fast fashion model is basically powered by AI. The system spots a new style that's blowing up online, and bam, the company can adjust production and get that look into stores almost immediately, while it's still a hot trend.
So, as powerful as all this is right now, believe it or not, we're really just at the beginning.
The next wave of AI in retail, it's going to get even more personal and way more precise. Just imagine this, shelves lined with tiny little sensors that give a perfect up-to-the-second inventory count 24/7. No more manual counting. Or how about prices on a digital tag that adjust automatically based on how much is in stock and what the demand is like? We're even starting to see AI systems that can notice a product isn't selling fast enough and then, all on their own, launch a targeted ad campaign to help move it.
So what this all means is that AI-powered inventory management, it's not just some cool new tool or a nice-to-have anymore. It's a fundamental shift in how the entire retail industry works. For these companies, it's quickly becoming essential for their very survival and success.
So the next time you walk into a store and find exactly what you were looking for right there on the shelf, just take a second and remember, there was probably a really smart AI working behind the scenes to make sure it was there for you. The empty shelf might genuinely become a thing of the past. The real question now is, how quickly is your favorite store going to adapt?